Hello, everyone. Tonight, I want to talk about how to apply for faculty positions. Now, this is already end of July, and most of the faculty positions in the physics in United States will appear in about September. And actually, just now, I checked the website for for faculty positions in physics, and there are already some positions posted. So it's time to get ready. Now, this year is going to be very competitive. Due to the COVID-19, a lot of universities are still facing financial problems. They're still in the hire freeze mode, and that means there will be much less positions available on the market. Now, in the meantime, a lot of good candidates from last period, they did not get offers due to the COVID-19, and they will be on the market again this year. So less positions, more candidates. That's what we're facing this year if you decide to apply for faculty positions. Now, before I talk about how to apply for faculty positions, I want to talk about another question first. That is, who should apply for faculty positions? Well, I do not encourage everyone to apply for faculty positions simply because this can be a very time-consuming process. If you're not ready, I would recommend you to spend your time more wisely in a more effective way to increase your value on the market and get ready for next year. Now, well, when we come to this question, who is ready for faculty position, there's no clear answer. There's no clear criteria or qualification. Who is ready for this, who is not. To get a more quantitative measure of who is ready, I did some statistics on the people who received on-site interviews in the condensed matter physics last year. And so based on these statistics, it does tell us something very useful. But I do want to say something about this. I counted everyone who received the interviews, not just people who received the offers, so that I can increase the size of the sample. And the second, this is in a very specific area, in a very specific country. That's in condensed matter physics in the United States. So it does not speak for anything else. And the third, my result is based on a website called CMAMO Rumor Mill. So there, people collect information on who received interviews and who received offers. Sometimes the information there is not accurate. So my results is only accurate to a certain extent. But nevertheless, keep in mind that such statistics is very rare. They do not exist for any particular field, for any countries. So still, even though my results are kind of biased, I think it's very valuable. It tells us something about what you should prepare. So based on my statistics, I think two things are very important. The first is where you did your postdoc. About 6% of people who received an interview were doing the postdoc in top 10 universities in the United States, like Harvard, MIT, Stanford. Another 20% of people were from universities ranking from 10 to 20. I happen to be in that category. I was doing my postdoc in University of Maryland, and University of Maryland, the physics ranks is like 14, so that's the second category. There are only 10% of people who received the interview were from universities outside the US. Now, in contrast, where you did your PhD work does not seem to be important. About 1/3 of people who received an interview, they did a PhD outside the US. And that's roughly the same number for people who did PhD in top 10 universities. So a very important key is if you can get a postdoc in one of the top 10 universities, even if you did not do PhD in those universities, if you can get a postdoc work there, that will greatly enhance your chance for faculty positions. That's the number one. Number two is your publication list. Well, everyone knows publication is important, but publication is super important for your faculty positions, especially publications on the top journals. About 1/4 of candidates who received the on-site interview, they have either a science or a nature paper. Here I'm talking about the nature, not the nature physics, nature material, nature photonics, just the nature, okay? So 1/4 of people have either a science or nature physics, at least one as first author. And there are about another 1/3 of people, they do not have a first author science or nature paper, but they do have a science or nature paper as a collaborator. Now, some other people, they do not have science or nature as any number of the author, but they do have nature physics or nature materials. Now, there is only less than 1/3 of candidates who received interviews do not have any science or nature paper. So, if you do have a nature or science paper, well, you are one of the top candidates. The third criteria, which is not reflected on my statistics, but I think is very important, that is your research direction. People who are working on the frontier of the field or the hot topic of the field tend to have more chance to get faculty positions. Now, this is very understandable. Universities and funding agents, they do not like to support research that is out of date. So, for example, I have a friend who is right now on the market. He has been doing the theory of high TC superconductors since his PhD work. Now, there is literally no position for that direction. So, after 2 postdocs, and he started to consider switching the direction from the theory of high TC superconductors to quantum computations. So, research direction, a hot topic, is very important. Now, to summarize, I think you need to get ready before you apply for faculty positions. Now, 3 things I think are important: where you do your postdoc, your publication list, and your research direction. Now, if you happen to be in the condensed matter physics and you happen to be applying for the faculty positions in the United States, now, here are the 3 things. If you are doing a postdoc from a top 10 universities, and if you have at least one of the science or nature paper as a first author, and if you are doing a research in the frontier of the field, then congratulations, you are a superstar on the market. You should certainly apply. So today, we talked about the criteria, and next time, I will talk about how to apply.